What's going on, y'all? It's y'all boy, the Chosen G, aka Young Sprout, and we back at it again. This is the 6th episode of the Anime Purist podcast. Let's go.
Chillin' with the Chosen. Young Sprout, splash, kill a drought. That's what this about. Living lavish, real savage. Leave 'em spent back, far from average. Stunting is a habit. This is how it's supposed to be. Now you're chillin' with the Chosen G. Now you're chillin' with the Chosen G.
Alright, so this episode is going to be a little different. It's going to be basically an anime review. No spoilers, just giving you, my thoughts on specific anime. Most of the time it's going to be shows that are like not going on right now. So like shows that are on like Netflix or, just any show that's like done, or yeah, that's pretty much done with the episode. So the anime is over. And the first one, like I said in the previous video, is going to be Fullmetal Alchemist. I'm still finishing Brotherhood right now, but as far as the first one, I'm going to get my review on that. So, let's get into it. Alright, so my first impressions of the show dates back pretty much to when it actually first came out when I was a kid. I don't really remember that much about it. I just remember, I never watched it from the beginning. I just remember turning on Toonami one day and seeing Mustang or the Flame Alchemist, doing some crazy stuff going on. I'm not rocking with this. You know what I'm saying? That was my first impression back then. But just from different people that I talked to, and just different people on the internet, stuff like that, said that this was one of the best animes, ever made, I guess. It's definitely on the top charts for most people, but in that regard, most of the time it's for Brotherhood, which is what I'm watching now, like I said before. But this one I still feel is really top tier. But first impressions overall, it's about alchemy, and I had no real prior knowledge to what it was. I never really thought I don't know, I never looked up what alchemy is or anything. I still haven't. I just watched this show, but it's pretty interesting. You know what I'm saying? It involves science, and it's about creation and destruction and the whole life cycle. You know what I'm saying? To create one thing, you have to destroy something else, and you can't create without destroying some stuff like that. I don't know, but because I don't want to get too much into the actual show. I want y'all to go and watch the show, and it's definitely some pluses to it. It's on Netflix, so if you got a Netflix account, you know what I'm saying, you can just watch that joint. It was off it. I wanted to watch it before. I actually started watching it on the website that I watch most of my stuff on now, but because they didn't have it on Netflix, but they put it back up there because I've seen it before on there, but I just never. And another thing is it's English dub, so usually I go for the English dub just because I don't know, I just think it's more authentic, and I'm just used to it now. I don't know, it's hard for me to not to say it's hard, but if I start something, most of the time the English dub is always really behind as far as the actual show and episodes. That's how in Dragon Ball Super it's only up to, I feel still in the Black Saga or something like that for the English dub, and we in the Tournament of Power is a whole new saga. You know what I'm saying? So but that's a plus. You know what I'm saying? So it's easy to follow. And as far as the art style, I feel I liked it a lot. I think it's, as most animes are, it took some getting used to, just because it's not it was a lot of cartoonish little side things that the main characters do, or just like expressing like to show like, dang, I'm feeling bad or something like that, and it's like real simplistic. So I had to get used to that. It was funny at first. Well, it wasn't funny at first until like I just like stopped, thinking too much into it. But I will say that like in most animes, like throughout the season, the art style does change. In my opinion, I like Fullmetal Alchemist art style better than the Brotherhood, but that's just my personal preference. And as far as like character development, I think this is like one of like this is definitely one of the best shows I don't watch. Not to the point where like Naruto is, but it's definitely like above, like Dragon Ball Z in the sense of, every character within the show, you see some character development. Whereas in Dragon Ball Z, you see it. You see it in the main characters, but it doesn't always trickle down to the side characters that were once important, in previous seasons, but now it's like they don't stay like consistent with it. You know what I'm saying? So, whereas in Naruto, like every character had his own story. You know what I'm saying? But those don't. In Fullmetal Alchemist, it doesn't get that deep. As far as like every single hero they do a backstory on, but you still get to see the progression in the characters, which is one thing that I do like. Like I said, I'm trying not to get no spoilers into it. It's definitely, I really did like the ending. I'm not gonna say what happened, but I really did like the way it ended. And it definitely, like, from the jump, like, I think it starts out slow, just because I had no like prior knowledge, so I was like really like half watching it, to be honest. But I think that once it hit this one point, I'm not gonna say what it was, but it was like within like I think like the first few episodes, where I was like, oh yeah, like this joint go, like I need to keep watching this. Like I see what people was talking about, you know what I'm saying? So, and like they have like all the different villains, anti-heroes, you know what I'm saying? It's a full mixture, so it's definitely a good story. I'm still like hooked on it right now. Like I'm still like just the the level of depth they go into in this series. Like in this series, there's certain things I like that they didn't carry over into the next series. It's still like the character development, even for the villains, you know what I'm saying, is really good. But there's still some things that like didn't make sense like in all shows. So I really mess with it. It definitely puts you in the feels. Like it's like most anime, you know what I'm saying? Like it's real like emotional and like like you really be feeling it. Like the music is great. Like I said, the art is great, and it's just a good show, man. And it definitely gets the Anime Purist podcast stamp of approval. I definitely think you should watch it. It's got a lot to it too. So like if you're like me, like I watch a lot of stuff just to pass the time by, like while I'm doing different things. And it's something like you'll know when you need to pay attention to it. Like I feel like that's how I be watching anime most of the time. Like people ask like how you just be reading the subtitles all the time. Like I understand what's going on, so I don't necessarily have to look the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Especially like when in this one it's English dub, so like speaking English, so I know I don't have to like necessarily look at every single point. But when it gets real, dog. So I definitely think you should check it out. Make sure you stay tuned in. Just dropped a new mixtape the other day, so stay tuned to all the new content coming. I'm still gonna be dropping another episode this week, talking about Dragon Ball Super and the last episode's review. So stay tuned for that. And this been your boy G. Out. Peace.